into another computer art tutorial lesson, and what we're going to do today is create a digital color wheel. So normally if we were in an art room, we might mix up colors using yellow, red, and blue, the primary colors, to create and mix all these colors in a color wheel. Today we're going to use an adjustment filter in Pixlr, hue and saturation mainly. So let's go ahead and get started in designing this. So first thing you'll need to do is think about what image you want to use. Like I used this crystal, image of a crystal as my image to create different colors of. You'll have to think of what you would like to do for your own. But first we'll get this set up really quick. So we're going to choose the square HD option here. So it's 1080 by 1080. Type in color wheel for the name in the name box and we'll click create. So be thinking about what you want to use for an image. First thing you'll really want to do though is use your shape tool and select a circle, and we're going to draw a circle here that is going to be kind of like our placeholder to let us know where to place our images and copy them. So don't just stretch it and go for it, right? Because this isn't quite a circle, but what you want to do is pull and hold the shift key, and if I hold the shift key, that keeps my proportion of my circle nice. So then I'll let go of my mouse and then let go of the shift key, and then I have a nice circle here. So I'll take my arrange tool, click and drag this in. You'll see you have some guides that pop up in Pixlr that help you make sure that's centered, and let it go and stay centered. Don't worry too much about the color of this circle. You can always change it later on if you want to. Keep the circle, or you may even delete the circle. So again, don't worry about the color of the circle quite yet. So here's my image that I had chosen to do this color wheel for, Fender acoustic electric guitar that I do play from time to time. Going to go ahead and go copy image, right clicking on it or control clicking on it will help you do that. And then I'll come back in here in Pixlr and I'll hit Command V or Control V depending on your machine, and then I'll need to take out this background. So I'm going to click with my wand in this white background. Always nice when it's a simple white background that you can take out easily. Now I'll hit Command D to deselect, and then I'll just want to do a little resizing to this image because what we're shooting for is 12 of these images, whatever you pick, kind of going around in a circle here. So you have to imagine like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you got to imagine like 3 kind of fitting into like a quarter area here. So this size seems like it would be pretty good for me. And if they overlap, that's okay too. They can totally overlap. So now that I have my image kind of shrunk down, I could actually move it again with the guides. It'll make sure that it's on the center line, which can be helpful. And then I'm going to take this layer. So I'm going to click on this image, and I'm going to take this layer and duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate layer there, and then I'm just going to click and drag this out, and you can see that there is my second one. And then I can go ahead and click on this circle up top and kind of rotate this over. And like I said, I think I'm going to have mine overlap just a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and back to layer and duplicate layer again, and then again click and drag this over a little bit. Use the rotation circle at the top to get that rotated and punched in there. So again, we want to have 6 that kind of take up a half and then 6 that go on the other half. So just keep that in mind as you are positioning and adjusting. So duplicate layer again, going to move it down a little bit more, take the circle on the top, rotate, and again overlapping is a-okay too. Alright, loop layer, duplicate. So as you can see, we are getting into a bit of a flow here. A little bit of repetition, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Layer duplicate. And then here would be 6. So that would be pretty good if I had 6 that took up about half of this. Looks like that one went off the bottom a little bit there, so I got to position, maybe change up the positioning of these just a little bit. because I noticed that that last one at the bottom there started to fall off the page. I don't really want them to go off the side, so I could just notice with this one too, just dragged it back in so that it doesn't fall off the edge of the page. So going to be a little bit of trial and error with testing out where the positioning fits best, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I'll kind of go across the other side. Alexa, stop! That's funny. Almost time to take dinner out of the oven. So, gonna keep going here. Duplicate layer again. And like I said, I'm gonna start from the other side now and just kind of move these over from the other side and go for that again. So I need 5 more now because I had 6, and then I did this one, which is my 7th. So keep on trucking on with my duplications and rotations. Let's see, duplicate layer, move again, rotate again, make sure that it doesn't go off the edge. I want to make sure I watch that edge so it doesn't go off there. May have to move or adjust this one just a little bit here. And again, maybe over here. I might move these guys. I probably shouldn't get too crazy about this kind of little adjustments right now, as I should probably just try and wrap up this part so I can show you the next steps. Duplicating layer one more time, maybe 2 more times. Because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need 2 more to squeeze in here. 2 more. We can see the light, but we can't see the colors yet. That's the part I need to show you how to do, is do the color change effect. Alright, one more time. Layer, duplicate. One last rotation. Swing this guy a little bit. Try to make him fit in here. Cool. Alright. Like I said, you can definitely spend a little bit of time making sure that these are pretty well spaced and balanced. I'm going to go ahead and say that that looks pretty well balanced and good for me to keep going, so for video demonstration purposes. Alright, so I'm going to start with this top one, and I'm going to go to Adjustment, Hue and Saturation, and in this box here I might want to hit Colorize. Again, I didn't actually mention at the beginning of this, with these images you may want to make sure that they have some color to them. If you choose a white image or a black image, it's going to be very hard to change the colors. But here you can see how this is changing the color of the guitar to different shades or hues. The other thing you may want to click is this Colorize box. What that does is it really makes, so you can see here, like this, where this is red, and now when I pull this all the way to red, it really makes it red. So it makes this whole process go a little bit smoother. You could change saturation if you want, like if you think that red is too bright and you want to kind of like dull it down a little bit, you could change saturation, or if you really want it more bright, you can move that up. I'll probably move it down maybe a little bit, and then I'll say apply. And basically you're just going to repeat those steps for each of these 12 guitars or whatever images you have. So I'm going to start by hitting the Colorize box, and then I'll slide this down, and next one I'm going to want is orange. Slide down my saturation just a tad, and then hit apply. And then we're just going to keep, again, repeating this process. So Adjustment, Hue, Saturation, and hit the Colorize option, slide this to a yellow. Alright, so I should have red, and then this one would be, actually I think I want this to be a red-orange, and then this one would be more of a yellow-orange. So this one might be more like, oops, that took a bit of a jump there, huh? Really kind of goes from yellow to orange pretty quick. Alright, so maybe I'll jump back at this one and go ahead and adjust hue saturation and just make this a little more of an in-between red-orange. There we go. That looks good. Next here, this one's going to be my yellow one. So there should be 2 colors in between getting through. So Make sure you reference the color wheel that's in the assignment in Google Classroom so that you can make sure you keep track of your colors as you go around. Alright, so this next one should be yellow, right, because I got red, red, orange, and then this one actually should be more like the yellow-orange is what I want here. And then the next one should be yellow. I guess I could go with that for now, and then make this one more of like a bright yellow. Alright, and then once I get this one done, I'll just kind of let you guys go and roll with it. So like I said, maybe this will be more of like a lighter shade of yellow, maybe even brighter, right? Okay, and then I would start moving to shades of green here. So adjustment, hue saturation, colorize. Now I should be moving into like the yellow-green. Alright, and hit apply. And so next would be green. This would be more of a green-green. Why not just keep on trucking? You guys can either choose to watch the rest of the vid all the way to the end, or you can pause right here, go ahead and get your own project a-rolling. So this is the green. That works. Maybe I'll bump my saturation a little bit down. Hit apply. This is going to be more of a blue-green tone over here. Hue saturation. Bing. Boom. I want blue-green. So it looks like it's going to give me kind of this like tealish like color in between here. That works. Maybe I'll bump saturation down just a little bit again. Apply. You can also play with the lightness, darkness there, as you can see. Adjustment, hue saturate. So in this little assignment, we get to know this menu pretty well. This is going to be the blue. I'll go with that. Next, I would want a blue-violet. So adjust, hue saturate, colorize. And I want a blue-violet here, so kind of like a navy bluish purple. Apply. Last two, adjust, hue saturate. This one's going to be my purple. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll bump the saturation up. No, go down. There we go. And last but not least, this one is going to be a red-violet shade. So hue saturate, hit it, change it, boom. Alright, looks good. And like I said, you can either choose to keep this circle in here if you want to. Maybe I want to scroll all the way down to this layer here, and maybe on this layer I want to just try to take like my paint bucket and maybe pick another different color. Again, could be anything you want to do, and just fill in this outer space so it's not all transparent. So that is pretty much it as far as this color wheel assignment goes. You could throw something in at the end, in the middle, that kind of looks nice. Maybe I do something, this would be something actually I do want you to do. So maybe I could go like Fender logo or something in the center, and I can add that to it to kind of be like a finishing touch on there, kind of like this gold kind of color one. So I'm going to copy this image, jump back to Pixlr, Command V to paste it in, use my magic wand action to select this white area, hit delete, get rid of this one little white spot in the middle of the D there. Again, Command D to get rid of my selection area, and it kind of looks big just going all the way across the middle, but I could adjust, maybe make it a little more centered, maybe shrink it a little bit smaller if I wanted to, but I don't know. That looks pretty good to me. So there we go. That's our color wheel assignment in the books. Hope you guys do alright with getting your own color wheels going, and have fun and get a little creative.